Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk with Parul. Happy Children's Day. So it's a double celebration here today because we've got the youngest ever guests in the studio. So we will be introducing them shortly. But just a little thought about Children's Day. There's so many messages that have been pouring in since the morning, and it got me thinking about, whether I prefer the toddler years or the teenagers. I'm the mom of two teens, and certainly I think it was a lot to think about. Do I want to chase them to clean up their room, or would I rather go back to toilet training? Clear answer for me. I love the teenagers. I love that we can share so much, talk about so much, lots of happy moments, lots of things that we can talk about together and do together. So clearly, that is not a discussion point for me. But yes, there is a whole lot of conflict where parent and teenage relationships are concerned. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. What do teenagers want? What do they want out of parents? And for that, we have teenagers in the studio. So let's just get to meeting them right away. And let me introduce the children first, since it's Children's Day. And we have with us Mansii Parmar. She's a student of class 11 at DPS Vasant Vihar?
Vasant Kunj.
At Vasant, yeah, DPS Vasant Kunj. And she's also a member of the peer support group Teens for Teens. And we have Tanveer Singh. He's also a student of class 11, DPS Vasant Kunj again, and a member of Teens for Teens also. Yeah. And he has a voice that he wants to get across to people who would like to hear it. And I'm sure there are many who would want to. And of course, for the expert perspective, we have Jyotika Bedi. She's a happyologist. Jyotika, I love that term, and we're going to ask you about that later.
Sure.
She's a child, family, and educational psychologist. She's the founder of the Happiness is Love project, and that helps parents to develop the right tools, techniques, and language to connect and understand our children. Don't we all need that?
Yes, thank you, Parul.
So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today, in fact. We're just putting together, with your help, the conversational tools and techniques that we parents need to get across through to you.
Correct.
Very simply put, that's the agenda of the day, and I know all of you have been waiting for this. So please keep putting in your questions. We've got experts here, 3 experts who are going to be answering those. Both perspectives, both sides of the table.
Right.
So, I'm going to start with the two of you. Mansii, let's give you the first question.
Sure.
Am I making too much of a big deal about this parents teenage? Because we do know there is some conflict somewhere. So with respect to your own relationship with your parents, tell me, and of course your work at Teens for Teens, is it that huge a problem that we make it out to be?
So basically, first of all, Teens for Teens, it's an organization I've been a part of for a couple of months now. And it's been a great deal for me because it has made me connect to other people and even to be comfortable with my parents. And my parents personally, they support me a lot, and I can talk to them about most of the things. But I feel this is not what is happening all around me, because there are a lot of people who cannot talk to their parents. They feel that if they'll share something, there might be conflicts among them.
Right.
They might get scolded or something like that. But I think that is something that needs to change, because talking to your parents helps a lot, like on a next level. I agree that talking to your friends and all is really helpful, but if you talk to a parent, that gives you whole different levels, I don't know. Better perspective, of course. So yeah, I think this is not that big of a, it is actually a big of a deal, because people need to come up, people need to talk to their children, and even teenagers need to talk to their parents, of course, yeah.
Absolutely. Tanveer, what do you think?
At first, this sounds really cliche, that parents and teenagers, because that's what we see in movies and TV shows.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's why my question to you.
Yeah, personally, my parents think that this is, not a very big deal. But where, like, I have seen my friends, I've seen other people, I've seen other parents also. So this is a very important topic to talk about, because these conflicts can lead to, not a very good state of mind for teenagers.
Right. So, okay, one more question while we're on this topic. So, like you said, there is a huge impact on the state of mind. Is it different for you, you feel? Are there more stresses for you today in this world than they were for us when we were growing up and we were teenagers?
I think I actually have this thought has crossed my mind that when my parents or you were teenagers, I think you had a little simple life. I don't know, because
we did. No, sure, we did. Of course, yeah.
We have phones, we have social media, we have to be like perfect over there and perfect in our house, in our schools. So I think we have a lot of stresses
pressure from everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
To portray that image in front of your friends and everyone. You
Correct.
can't be true to yourself because people judge these
Correct.
days. They judge a lot. So yeah, you have to maintain that image in front of the society, I'd say, just to get through it.
While we say we don't care, we do.
We do.
You
Yes.
do, of course
Yes,
you do. I mean,
hugely.
we know. So I totally get it, and I do agree that I think it's tough for you guys.
It is hard.
You're growing up in a far more complicated world than we did, and
Absolutely.
full sympathies on that. Put aside all the parenting.
yeah.
Jyotika,
Yeah.
why is there a generation gap? Why has it been there for ages, and why is it different? How is it different now?
Sure. So, Parul, first of all, I want to applaud these young adults.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
these teenagers. Well done. You guys did it. You guys are representing all the teens out there. So, thank you.
No pressure.
No pressure. But yeah, you're representing all the teens. Your voice needs to be heard. So, congratulations and thank you for doing this. So, yes, there is a huge gap. And the gap is now colossal because of the kind of pressures that you all face, pressure to succeed, pressure to look good, pressure to fit in.
Yeah.
There is bullying. There is lack of social support. There is pressure at home. So it just keeps building up. And if you see the mental health crisis, why is there a teen mental health crisis? Because of this gap. So I'm so glad today we're having this conversation to bridge the gap between parents and children.
Right. So you also feel that, you know,
Huge
in this
gap.
day and age,
It's colossal.
different.
Yes,
I
and
mean,
it's
the
huge.
gaps were there at our times as well.
But
you
not
know,
as
like
much. Now research is saying it, Parul.
Research is saying it,
Yes.
of course, yes.
It's never been so wide, the gap.
Every generation has heard this from their parents
Sure.
and grandparents कि आजकल के
कि
बच्चे
बच्चे, वो हर
you know,
generation ने बोला
yeah,
है।
कि हमारे टाइम में ऐसा,
बिल्कुल।
बच्चों के टाइम में ऐसा.
लेकिन अब it's become really, really, really wide.
Okay. So, well, let's see what we can do to try and bridge that as
Yes.
much as possible. We've promised everyone a ready reckoner of things to do and
Yeah,
not to do.
do.
So, we have a small video which basically encapsulates a very interesting focus group conversation we had with a bunch of 15 and 16-year-olds.
How interesting.
Yes, absolutely. It was a very, very interesting conversation.
Right.
And it was a freewheeling conversation. They talked about every single thing.
Okay.
So, of course, we're not going to be able to put everything there, but I think we've got most of the
Snapshot.
key, the key concepts and the key thoughts that they had.
Lovely.
So, let's play that video for you.
Great.
Can I go here? But you got bad marks in chemistry.
Parents shouldn't take everything so seriously.
Dumping their dreams on me.
Suddenly I show up and I'm with arts and my parents are sorry, what?
I want to become a pilot, but they do not understand this and they just want me to pursue engineering even though I don't want to.
They tell me that they trust me, but then again they're like constantly questioning me and nagging me.
Often our thoughts on things are just dismissed.
Basically how bipolar sometimes they get. We have been branded as irresponsible.
The comparisons definitely affect me. Yeah.
Always compared to my older brother.
Social media is villainized by my parents.
I love the fact that they involve me.
I enjoy talking to my parents.
Parents can be a little hypocritical at times. Very hypocritical.
What I really want my parents to be is a little less overprotective.
I hate the fact that we cannot talk to our parents about how our body changes during puberty.
I would like a bit more freedom in the clothes I wear.
Letting me go out more. Letting me make my own mistakes and learn from them.
So I would request fathers to be more open to it about talking to us. It's alright. My dad only approaches me for marks. That's it. That's all we talk about.
With dads, I think you're the one who has to take the first step because they are really awkward to strike up conversations.
That age any longer.
Correct.
Right. So I'm going to ask both of you, Mansii and Tanveer. We talked about the do's and don'ts. And you know, one point which struck me was that almost everybody said that I can talk about anything with my mom, but with my father, there's a huge issue. So just very, very quickly, Mansii, what do you think? Do you agree with that?
Actually, personally speaking, I talk to my dad about mostly everything.
Mostly everything.
He's very comfortable with me and so is my mom. So we all have all three of us sit together and have conversations about everything, basically about who has boyfriends, who broke up, and all these gossips and everything.
Gossip.
the stages that are gonna come in my life, the college life, the drinking phase, the smoking, and everything. So we do discuss, but I feel that my friends,
Your friends,
not all of them are so comfortable with their fathers. Like, for example, one of my friends, she had a boyfriend, and her mom knew about it, but she couldn't tell her dad. And even her mom was like, "Don't tell your dad; he'll be very pissed off. So don't." So that can be overprotective, but also they don't understand what their child might be going through. Correct. Or maybe if they do, even the teenagers, they're not like
able to
confident. Yeah, they're not able to express. So when they don't talk, it just
gets
wiped. It gets wiped.
Yeah. Tanveer, what's your experience?
Especially on this career thing, not valuing my opinion. That's something I face with my father. So I'm in 11th, we have to take subjects. I was like, I want to take commerce. He was like, no, you should take PCM. You will do great in life. So I'm like, please do value my opinion. Do value what I want.
Have to say,
Like I'm so fond of singing and writing. I think he doesn't get that. So that's a problem for me. Like very big problem. He never comes to talk to me. Always I have to go and sit. I'll push him. Please talk to me. Talk about this. Talk about that. Talk about my career.
Right.
That's
but so
where
good that you actually go and you urge him to talk to you. That's so good.
So Jyotika, we've also had this, right? I mean, I think a lot of us also, we could talk to our mums about
everything. But it was hard to talk to the fathers.
Still is continuing. It still is continuing, but has it changed? I mean, you would be seeing something different, I'm sure.
So Parul, sadly, it hasn't changed much. I mean, look at these children. She is an exception, but the rule really is. And for the teens that we mentor, mostly children are comfortable talking to the moms. And they find this disconnect with the fathers. And I just want to urge all the fathers out there. I mean, we understand that you are stuck in your role of being the provider, and we are with you, we empathize with you. However, it's very important to connect with your children when they're young, because the most important aspect of a parent-child bond is really the relationship. So fathers, please get out of your comfort zone. Please start talking to your children, boy, girl, doesn't matter. Start having the connection.
Is it? Go ahead.
Here, I guess the image the fathers have to portray, like the man of the
house, the provider,
the strong,
the alpha male.
That's why they're not able to connect. Because even the society,
that's right, is stuck in gender roles.
Yeah, they've given roles to them, and they have to stick by it. They cannot come out of it or be themselves. They have to portray that image of a strict man of the house or something like that.
And that's why parents need to understand that times have changed, the norms have changed, we have to change.
Exactly. So Jyotika, a lot of fathers are much more hands-on when the children are babies, the whole diaper handling and all that we see. We're seeing quite a clear change, and we get a lot of, feedback, information, logs and all about that, about how the fathers are getting hands-on. Does that change as the children grow up and the issues become complicated and they become more emotional based? Is that then they start distancing themselves? Is mama ka job hai? How does that
See,
work?
Parul, as it is the, the teens years is anyway such a turbulent time for the parent and for the child. So the easy way out is that, okay, the mother, let her be the disciplinarian, let her take on that role, and the fathers are a little on the back seat. So we here want to encourage fathers to be equal partners in the parenting process, because we want all our children to connect with both the parents equally. That's our goal.
Absolutely. I think that really does make sense. So we spoke with teens, we spoke with parents. We will come to a little bit about that. We know what did parents say? But I think there was one thing which is common across all of these publics, which was that communication has to go on. Communication cannot stop. And I'm going to bring you in again, Jyotika. So you have talked about communication, about this importance of continuing to talk. Tell us about the project that you're working on currently, Baatein Unsaid.
Sure. So we have made this beautiful film called Baatein Unsaid. It's a passion project. Happiness is Love and the Pop Street. And our support team was the DMAT team, where we all came together and we curated a film that nobody has ever made on parenting. A summary for parents. So this film is not just for parents. We want to urge teenagers, educators, everybody to see this film from a nazariya that parents need to see the children's perspective and children need to see the parents' perspective. So we call it Baatein Unsaid, Change Your Nazariya. What that really means is that there are unsaid, unexpressed expectations from both sides. Only when we bridge the gap will understanding emerge. So it's Dekho, Suno, Samjho. I'm not going to tell you more. I would want all of you to go see our teaser, to see our film. And of course, we have Jayanti who will be coming on
We
and
have a
talking a
video
little bit
here.
about the
Yes.
why. Why Baate Unsaid was created with a lot of love. It's a very sincere and honest attempt to really understand parenting. So please see our...
Let's play the video.
Yes,
we have
please see our
the
trailer.
It's a brief message from Jayanti.
Jayanti,
We'll just
and then
play that.
followed by a trailer.
Followed by the teaser. A
Right.
quick overview of the film
Lovely.
itself. Yes.
Hi everyone, this is Jayanti from the Pop Street. Well, before making this film, we did a lot of research and we got to know that there is a huge gap between parents and kids. And why that's so? We are living in a country where it is meant for family values. Well, we try to get a solution, like, in our movie. All I can say is, like, parents, if your kids are not saying anything, that doesn't mean that they don't need your time, they don't need your attention. And kids, if you won't say anything, how will your parents will get to know about it? So this Children's Day, we all want that baatein should not remain unsaid. Just speak it out. Just keh do. Don't wait. You might get your solution in the film. Just go and watch it. Thank you so much.
इस जिंदगी की दौड़ में कहीं भूल रहे हो उस बचपन को, इस दुनिया की होड़ में कहीं छोड़ चले हो उस छुपन को, प्यारी सी वो आंखें जो करती हैं इंतजार तुम्हारा, सुन लो कभी उनकी भी, ढूंढ रही है बस वो प्यार तुम्हारा। आओ देखें, सुने, समझें इन्हें और कह डालें।
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, resonated with you as a parent.
Like I said, the term itself reminds you that there is a lot which needs
to be said, spoken, and expressed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I'm just going to come back to a couple of those do's and don'ts.
Right.
So, I remembered that one of the things that the children talked about was being overprotective.
Yes.
Right. So, do you feel that also? Do you feel parents are really overprotective these days? And I'm asking you as a girl because I'm sure there are more restrictions on you than on you, Tanveer, as a boy. Yeah, do you feel we're being overprotective?
Sometimes, yeah, exactly, they do. But I think I get where they're coming from because the society being unsafe for the girls and there being some norms about girls not doing this, girls not going after some certain times. It does, hit somewhere in their minds as well that this is a society we're living. Like my mom always tells me that I don't have a problem with whatever you're doing, but we're living in a society. And in our country, what the society thinks and what the society says does matter. So you need to sometimes keep your own opinions aside and do have to go with the society. So that I feel is a reason why my parents can be sometimes overprotective.
But you do get it. You
but
get that.
I get it. I go, why it is.
So, sorry to interrupt. You get it primarily because your parents have explained to you why there is a relationship.
Exactly.
So then they've told you why. So then
why this is happening.
So you understand. But there are lots of teens out there who haven't had that conversation. They're just told, no, you can't do it because I say so.
That's why, that's why conversations do need to happen. Because I've seen so many people, I've talked to so many people through Teens for Teens as well, because Teens for Teens is a platform that's been like globally, not only just in India. But I've seen everywhere that the parents do get an overprotective side to themselves at certain points. It could be maybe going out at night or maybe having boyfriends or something like that. But they do get overprotective, and not everyone, like India is a different thing, but even in various countries there is like different society, but parents do get overprotective, and that needs to change.
Different levels, I think, of that.
Exactly. Like, if there's a certain, like, if you're in you've gone somewhere outside and the society, like, and the environment is not safe, and then your parents are telling you not to go out, but your friends are, so you feel that my friends are going, then why can I not go? So that's what needs to change. That the parents need, if the parents explain it to you, then somehow you get it, like, okay, fine, I understand, you've explained it to me. Even sometimes while arguing with your parents, you tell me, just give me a reason, I'll agree to it. Just give me one single reason.
That's all you need.
That's it, just the explanation and the reason.
Just one reason and we'll understand, like, we'll get it. Okay, fine, you're right on your part. Just give me one reason, I'll understand.
So a lot of teens that we mentored, I've always heard them say one thing, that parents will not understand. And I want to understand that from you, that what happens? Like, why are they convinced that parents? Because we urge them to talk to the parents, but they're like, "नहीं, वो समझेंगे नहीं."
Earlier,
So they're
like,
preempting the conversation by
Yes,
saying, "कि
by
वो
saying
समझेंगे."
"Hanji." So where is that coming from? I want to
in
understand.
grade 10, I was very closed off from parents. Like, I didn't used to talk to them. And secondly, my brother being a special child. So I never thought that they'll understand what's a school child's life and what a child is going through at school, because my brother never faced that and he never opened up to them. So I always felt that I couldn't connect to them. But just like that, one day I just shared something with my mom, and she started making jokes about it. So I was like,
nice.
she can be fun too.
Yes,
So why not?
but
talk
so
about
amazing.
it?
She took the lead and
You
she
took the
actually
lead,
opened up and you shared.
I think here we only have to take the lead.
Yeah, that's the
Because
issue.
I don't blame the parents for this thing, because during their time when they were teenagers,
Yes,
they were told to be like this, to be very open to their parents. I don't blame them. I completely don't blame them on this.
I don't think there was any culture of talking
Not
to
at all.
parents. I mean,
And it's not like they don't want to, they don't know how to. They don't
Yeah,
know how to.
yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
for all the parents out there.
For
I've
a lot
seen
of
my-
us, it's
Yeah,
difficult to broach a lot
We
of
want to,
subjects,
but we don't know how
I've seen my parents with my grandparents, and they're very formal, very formal.
Very
you know.
formal, yes.
They won't even say mummy and papa. They would say Pitaji and mine. I'm like, what?
What is going on here? Yes.
So maybe
That's
they,
so
they have,
different.
yeah, that is.
Of course, yeah.
Right.
So in fact, that's, I think those are the most interesting
Yes.
perspectives when you are looking at, your parents' relationships
With their parents.
and then you compare it with your own. I'm sure you must be seeing that. And there
we
must be a
make the
generation gap
assumption,
there.
They won't understand.
They won't understand.
Yeah, exactly. That assumption is probably all.
It's all there,
Most thing to,
yes.
the biggest assumption is the
Right.
worst assumption. is that,
Absolutely.
yeah. All right, another point that I wanted to bring out, in fact, one of the children said that parents are bipolar. So I just wanted to explain that.
Not
in case,
clinically.
not clinically. I just wanted to explain. What she meant was that parents are very quick to say things like,
yes.
you are old enough, you need to clean your room and do this
But-
and do that. But you're too young,
Young
you
to
can't
do
go
that.
out.
Yes,
and
yes.
There's always a but.
There is always a but, yeah.
Would you call that bipolar? Being
No,
bipolar?
no.
Not bipolar, but yeah, they,
But
they
there
can
is a
have quick mood
contradiction,
swings
yeah.
and like 1 second they'll allow you, yeah, you want to
And
go,
then
yeah,
they'll
you
say
go
no.
home, then you go. And then when you get home, they're like, can I go? No, why do you have to? You just got home, where do you want to go? Don't go.
So my son, I have a teenager as well, and he has this classic word. He's like, parents are oxymoronic.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, that's a harsh word. He's like, mother, I don't want to be unkind, but yes, you guys are full of contradictions.
Oxymoronic,
like, yeah,
bipolar.
bipolar.
We also had hypocritical. We had a few of those.
Yeah,
ones
and to
coming
be
out.
honest, I've been guilty of making contradictory, statements, of not thinking through something and saying, yeah, do it, whatever. Like, no, what?
Yeah,
Did I just say yes?
exactly.
No, answer is no. It's like, mother, what is wrong with you? Like,
And
why can't
failing
you
memory
decide?
doesn't really help.
Oh my
did I
God,
say
did
that?
I say that?
Yes,
Really?
you did. Yes, you did. I don't know whether I actually said it or not. Yeah.
Seriously.
So, what I would like to add over here is this whole bipolar thingy and why we go back and forth is that everybody, all of us, will always be too old for something, too young for something.
Correct.
So,
Good
I mean,
defense.
well, it is. It makes sense, right?
It does.
So I'm getting too old for roller coasters, not yet, but I'm still too young for a lot of things. Similarly, you guys, I mean, there will always be something which you're too young for or too old for. So, what I would like to encourage teenagers, and I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, is just enjoy today. You're all in such a rush to grow up. And social media hasn't helped for sure.
yes.
But I do feel that you guys are in a rush to grow up, to try everything, to
Too
go
fast, too soon.
high heels, makeup, everything has to be done now. And like
I
there
have
is
felt that so many times.
You have?
I'm in 11th class and I just want to go to college. I'm like, can I skip 12th?
12th and just go to college.
I'm fed up of school now. I'm
We
fed
do
up of
think that, and then
wearing
after some time,
uniforms
it's
and all.
like, oh, you go ahead, you go ahead.
wearing uniforms, going to school. I'm just fed up.
बस उसको
अब
fast
बस
forward
बहुत
कर
हो
दो
गया
and
मेरे
let
को
me just
जाना
go
है. I
to
just want to skip my class 12th and go into some college. So
And become an
that's
actor and a
yeah, do
writer.
something. Do something out of the box.
out of the box. No, which is great.
I
mean,
know.
it's like, yeah. But cliche, you heard it before, but these are the best years of your life.
Yeah,
Believe me.
Enjoy them,
Exactly.
savor them.
Also, when we hear people saying this, that these are the best years and you'll miss it, we sometimes like think, oh shit, school's getting over.
My sister comes up to me. She's 22 years old and she's like, Tanveer, are you mad?
Chill.
Like, just
You
savor
ha-
this.
yeah.
Never coming back ever.
Yeah, go to school every day. I'm like taking
Like,
holidays once in a week. So she's like, go. This is like best time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
true.
Right. So we're going to move on to the slightly more difficult conversations. I think these were all, of course, do's and don'ts. We need them. But there are a lot of difficult issues which just don't come up. And like you said, for the sake of everyone's mental health, parents and children, these are really important conversations that need to happen. We have some slides made out for that. If we can have the first slide, please. So we're going to start talking about puberty. I think parents find it difficult, and even on the parents list, yes, they all said that yes, puberty it's stopped there. Yeah. Periods particularly is a taboo subject with male members of the family. A lot of girls are told that, "Acha, talk to me, talk to Dadi or Nani, don't talk to Bhaiya and Papa." So that's one. Relationships. It's difficult for parents also to bring up relationships, even for the children on their part. Talking about sexual orientation, gender identity, talking about mental health. So these are some of, we have another slide, we go on, the list continues. Sex, all aspects of sex, including abuse, which I think is a very critical thing to talk about today. Bullying and body shaming and substance abuse. These are the, the top topics that children feel, and parents to a large extent have agreed that these are the tough topics.
Should be talked about.
They should be talked about, and it's really not happening. Tanveer, you wanted to say something about relationships.
Yeah, so I think at the very beginning, if I go like in general sense, in the beginning you tell them that I'm going out with this girl and this, they'll be like, okay, fine, go out. But then, one day the school will call, and then they were roaming together, they were holding hands and this and that, and then there's a big fight. Then they won't let you go out of the house, won't let you go school, they make they'll try their best to make the distance between the two. So that happens, and that's the general sense. Like particularly what I have felt, so I dated this girl for 3 years. My mother knew in the very starting, and she was very cool with it, I would say. And then with time, grade 8, 7th, 8th, 9th. So she was very cool with it, no complaining about anything. But once, I remember this one math test, my grades went a bit down. And she was like, why? Is this because of that girl? So they try to connect it with everything. Me going out more, they'll connect it to that.
It's like using phones is the main issue.
Yeah, like
everything comes back to the phone.
You have a headache, it's because of you using the phone so much.
But it is true. It is true. It is true.
I love how the two parents got on to the same point, but it's true.
It is,
that phone, that damn phone.
That damn phone.
Okay, so it does tend to come back to relationships.
Yeah, and especially when this, I think parents would be like, oh, this is not a real topic. When teenagers go through breakup, that's the toughest phase for them.
Of course.
Toughest, because at this very, I would say, tender age, when your mind is not stable, and then there's a lot of things going on, your friends, your grades, your parents, and then this thing comes.
You're not able to handle everything.
And then personally, when I had my breakup, it was very tough for me. For 1 month, I was like crying and this, and I tried to bring specific topics in conversations, but my parents won't respond in the way I wanted them to. Even I have a sister, I'm really open to her, but even she was I would say incapable of helping me. So and that's why we have Teens for Teen. Teens to Teens.
Yes, teens
supporting. Then my friends,
teens.
very close friend of mine, helped me through it, and that's a very, I think, very important topic that parents should understand. That these breakups, these relationships, these are not just small things. This is really big.
And children need your support. They need your guidance.
They can scar you for life, I would say.
I agree with you.
So can I be a complete parent and say, "Isliye to bola tha, mat karo."
Yeah, you can.
Because this is my point of view, Jyotika. Tell me where I am. I'm going to use, of course, the cliched words to say that. But the point is that I feel, and I think most parents feel, that yes, at such a young age, you do not know how to handle relationships.
Absolutely.
Since we're talking about this out loud,
yes.
the whole, you're talking about breakups, and that's exactly the point. That, you will never know how to keep it light and easy. How to, till what extent, get serious when something goes wrong.
How to handle it, how
it
to
is
deal
very,
with it.
very difficult.
Absolutely.
So that's...
You're emotionally not ready to handle.
This is why when parents tell you that you should not date at this age, maybe when you're in college or after 18.
Makes sense, right?
It does, but we don't understand that. We don't know that. Because we don't know the reason. Again, we don't know the reason why they're saying it for.
As you said, we are emotionally unstable right right now.
Yes.
So that happens.
That happens,
You're still
right?
growing there.
And you need the emotional support
Yeah.
at that time, and God bless that they have each other as in they have teams. But then again, I feel again they need to point themselves to the parent. Parent needs to be their guide.
Right. So absolutely, I agree with you that if things do go wrong and you do not want to be told, I told you so.
Right.
So yeah, I totally agree there. I mean, that we have to be open and, be broad-minded enough to say, okay, fine, this has happened. Let's deal with it together.
Yes.
But I mean, I was just trying to give you the other side of the thing that, this is why we say these things. That one of those reasons why we say these things.
I guess Teens for Teens here has played a very important role. Yeah. Because of Teens for Teens, I've started opening up to my parents. Like I've been inspired. Like I've talked to so many people through Teens for Teens. So and they all have different problems. Right. So even if I am stuck somewhere, instead of connecting to Kane, like the head of the founders, I prefer to talk to my dad about it. Like that.
Oh, that's
this is a person. She's having this person. What do you think I should talk to her about? Yeah. So through that, even I get in touch with my dad about things, and he tells me what happens. Then he goes to a different level at what happens in the society. This happens, that happens, and you should do this. So yeah, parents take things to another level, but they always they know what is going on around with you. So you just need to talk to them. When you talk to them, they do get it because they know what's going on.
But at the time you will not share. In fact, we mentor a lot of Teens for Teens, and this is our only request to them that please speak up, talk, express to your parents, because they also want to connect with you, but they don't know how. So then you have to speak up.
In this, one of my teachers told me that your parents will be, like we say, your best friend. Right. You have to tell them. They will scold you at first. They'll shout. They might do like a lot of things. But at the end, family is everything.
Absolutely.
They will sympathize with
and
you.
They have your back. Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll have our back.
Yeah. Always. Please be prepared for that one. Oh my God, I told you so. But that's all right.
Okay.
We'll get over it.
We'll get over it.
So again, coming back to relationships, I think parents also do understand that sometimes you cannot help it. If you're attracted to someone, attractions will happen.
And it's teen years.
It's teen years and everything. But yeah, I mean, like because you don't really know how to handle it and to what level you can take it. You need to know all of those things. You need to understand what a relationship is all about.
Absolutely.
So do listen to your parents. I guess that is. They will give you one perspective of it.
We're not stopping you. We're just saying delay debut.
Maybe push it. Yeah, maybe next year. You're attracted to that person.
Maybe
think about it. Yeah. Mansii, you were talking about body shaming. That you feel is something.
Yeah, body shaming is something I personally feel is like very prominent. Even in my school, like I've also written a few things about it for Teens for Teens again. Like walking down the corridor, I see a lot of things that people calling someone.
Both for boys and girls,
right? Both boys and girls. Like you're so like just hold the lamp, ud jayega, something like that. This is a very prominent. Like they pass comments just to tease the other person, and they don't understand.
Funny.
Yeah, they're trying to be funny, but they might not understand the other person might be feeling hurt because of that. Yes. Because you don't know what's going on in the other person's mind right now at what you're saying. So at the same time, when you say something to that person and that person feels bad, they might fight with you that how can you say like that? You should not say like that.
Or do something worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's not only for the thin people; it's even for the fat people. And it's even about your color. Like if you have a dark skin, they'll comment on that. If you have a very fair skin, they'll comment on that.
Everything.
So everything they will comment on. There is like everything they comment.
People
on.
don't like anything. If you're tall, they'll say something.
Yeah,
if you're short, they'll say something.
Exactly. My problem.
In fact, this is not just peers and only children.
It's adult to adult.
It's adult to adult.
Absolutely.
The whole world is like that. Unfortunately, we are a very intolerant world. Whatever we might say,
so judgmental,
so
right?
Judgmental about everything.
In fact, Parul, I wanted to share with you one girl. She called me one day, and because we coach even young children, young adults, so she has been labeled as Pimple Queen, and that label, she left 3 schools, and that label continued from school to school to school to the point that she's like, I'm suicidal.
Oh, that's
because she couldn't handle it anymore, and she's like, "What wrong have I done? It's I'm at the peak of my puberty. Yeah, it's peak of puberty. I'm hormonal. I have these pimples. I'll go away." And a very confident child, but it killed her spirit because that label still remains in her head.
So what should parents do? I mean, this
Be
is where the body shaming.
yeah.
Where do we play a role
This
here?
is where in fact, I've seen parents body shame their children.
Right.
It's not just the peers and the
Absolutely.
children.
I've got
Even
so
the
much from my
parents
parents.
too.
Yeah.
Children are victims too.
Yes.
I mean, at home.
My,
home,
my
yes, I
parents
agree with
sometimes,
you.
I personally, my parents sometimes have said that you're getting too fat. People, like fat people are not accepted in the society. You should lose weight and everything. So, like my dad is always teasing me about being fat, but he's okay because I am comfortable being the way I am.
Right.
I don't have a problem being fat or being dark skinned because
Right.
it's okay. This is what our country is about.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say the
Beautiful.
tan is the new thing,
It
you know.
is. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Look at her.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel that people, the parents need to first of all stop body shaming their children because
No, you're
when
right,
the
yeah.
parents stop it,
Only
then
then the
only the
children
children
will,
will
yes.
understand because we somehow look up to our parents.
Absolutely.
We
And
always do
children
like
mirror
in
their
some way.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The exact
They're
copy sometimes.
Exactly, they're modeling their parents. So a lot of it is coming from home.
Tanveer, you had an instance to share about the other aspect we were talking about, gender identity or
Yes,
sexual
yes, yes,
orientation.
So something personal first of all. Once we were all sitting, my father, my mother, and my sister, and I thought that we should have something new to talk about. So I went like, what are your thoughts about homosexuality? She was like, don't talk about that over here. I'm like, why? She's like, don't talk about that. I'm like, what do you feel like? How do you feel like about them? I feel like it's a mental disorder. Then I go like, are you serious?
You have to probably calm yourself down. Okay.
But that's what people like our parents think, and you know, people of our parents age, they think that it's a taboo to talk about first of all, and then it's a mental disorder when it's not.
Absolutely
It's a complete
not.
normal thing.
It's
Yes,
a complete normal
it's a
thing.
sexual orientation. There's no right or wrong.
We've had a discussion right here about this topic.
Really?
And a lot of messages went out to parents that, if your child has come and told you that I
Have a certain-
identify a
with-
different way,
right.
please understand that child himself or herself has gone through at least a year or two of working it out internally before coming
and
to tell
sharing
you.
with you,
Accepting
right?
yourself is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
So do not dismiss it as
Yeah,
being
yeah.
a
Correct.
mental disorder.
And
or
some
something.
people
Get over.
are not able to come out because of what people might think.
Correct.
They're
starting from home.
afraid.
It's
Yeah,
a fear.
exactly.
That's
What
the
my
biggest
parents
fear.
would say. What on YouTube as well, you must have seen a lot of videos about people coming out to their
To
parents.
the parents.
Right.
Those are very emotional videos. I
Yes.
actually cried while watching one of them.
And some parents were very supportive.
Yeah,
they were.
I've seen those
Exactly.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
That's what we
So
need.
you are still seeing that there's a lot of hesitation
Very
as far
yes,
as parents
yeah,
are
the
concerned.
stigma, you know.
Huge, big
Still
stigma,
there.
big
About
dogma.
Tanveer having this conversation with his parents. Even I had this with my parents, and my dad talked about it like this when the Section 377 got decriminalized and also me and my dad had this conversation. So it was like, yeah, okay. He was like, lesbians are there, gays are there. But in India, I feel, again, the society. You're living in a society and that matters. So again, his point of view is like, things might change, but not so soon. It will eventually.
These conversations will
but it will
spread
take a lot of
awareness.
time.
You know,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
10 or 20 years.
You
it will
know,
take.
But at least we started
Yeah.
somewhere.
Just
we
the
made a
fact
dent.
that you are going home and having these
That
conversations with
conversation.
your parents
Yeah.
will surely,
It's a good
help
starting
parents also
point.
to start
And the
talking.
fact that I was so scared to talk about this
Yeah.
to them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
With my father sitting
You're
on
so
that.
courageous, I tell you. Well done. Good. And you took
Mental
the lead.
health. Mental health is something else that is one of the list, of
Yes,
course,
yes.
and pretty high up there. So
It is.
parents are not able to understand. What do you
They're
feel?
not aware.
Not aware?
Yeah,
not
they are
aware.
not. Personally, I had a friend, so she was self-harming herself. So I talked to her, I connected to her through Teens for Teens, and I told her, you need professional help. We have Jyotika ma'am, we can connect you to her. But she was like, no, I'm not comfortable in talking to elders. I'm like, okay, I'm there for you. Your friends are there for you. Just talk to them.
Yeah.
So she said, I tried talking to my parents, but my mom was like, we have more important things right
focus
now.
on.
You need to focus on studies. This is not
Yeah,
important.
that
This is
is
just a phase. But no, it's not a phase.
Yeah.
Because this thing can kill a person on the inside and you won't even know.
Pull you down further.
Absolutely. And parents, please understand that your
Yes.
child's mental health needs to be number one priority. More than the child's grades, accolades, career success, all that is secondary. It's your child's mental health. Please focus on it because we need to raise a happy, balanced generation. So
what makes it difficult for us to accept that yes, our child is going through, something difficult, something which can only be addressed either in, you know, through conversations or with professional help? Why are we so quick to dismiss it? क्या चाहिए तो होता रहता है.
Because
सब
Parul,
depressed
mental
होते
health
हैं.
is still a dogma, it's still a stigma, it's a taboo where parents are not again aware ki what is mental health, what issues, what is depression, anxiety. Parents dismiss it.
Do we also associate it with an older person?
Mostly we think yes.
in
When
our
a child
heads-
comes up and says I have anxiety or I'm feeling, you know, I'm having a panic attack, they're like, go watch a movie, take a break.
How
or
old
kuch
are
kha
you,
lo,
right?
and how old are
I
you?
think
And
I
they
personally
won't understand.
उसको देखो.
Usko dekho. The comparison ho jayega.
Comparison
Usko dekho.
again.
So
We
again,
come
he's
back to
having
And
a-
you're too distracted.
Yeah.
You're too much on your phone.
Yeah.
So
Same.
parents,
phone.
Yeah, on the phone. Everything comes to the phone. So again, they
Again,
don't
I-
understand
yeah.
what mental health is,
Right,
and we need to talk. We need
And
to have
in
conversations around.
context to that, you know, I think sometimes parents pass certain comments that you are this, you are not like that. Especially this gender identification we were talking about. So, a person I know, he came out to his parents, and then for rest, like he's in college now and he's not staying at his home. He's in hostel. He says, I'm so happy because at home my father used to pass comments about but I'm his son. But what if I identify some other gender? But then I still, you know, he gets too much of that. Too much of that. I won't say the words, but tu aisa hai, and this. So I think, and he's now so scarred because of that thing
That's not right, yeah.
that he decided to
Leave home?
No,
Has he
not
left
leave
home?
home. He's in hostel and he's happy there. He's more happy there.
So we also spoke with parents,
Right.
and we asked them their side of the story, that what is it that you want your children to talk about with your children,
yeah.
and which are the topics that you find difficult.
Right.
So we have another slide, the third and fourth slide, if we can play that, please. So here we've talked about a lot of topics which I think, you know, we also miss out. So I'm just going to read some of that. We talk about sex and relationships. We want to talk about sex and relationships and all sorts of aspects of that. So
Right.
there's consent, there's respect, which is, you know, again, something which gets missed out, especially when we're talking to our teens.
Children, yeah.
Consent is really
It's a
the
big
most
one,
important thing at
yes,
this age. So
absolutely.
when we talk about relationships, for example,
what,
maybe
yeah.
that is what we should lead with, that, okay,
Correct.
there is an attraction, you're getting into what you
Sure.
call a relationship, which you know nothing about, but,
But,
if
yes.
you're getting into it, please remember these
Understand,
words.
yes.
Please remember consent, please remember respect.
Yes.
So that is something which seemed unanimous from the parents' point of view. They also want to talk about an equal worldview
Yeah.
from the perspective of feminism, diversity of race, class, gender identity. And I think a lot of you are more sensitized than we were at this age.
right.
And even at this age, in fact, you know,
yes,
like
true.
even as parents, I think the children,
Yes.
the next gen is definitely more sensitized as far as
sensitized,
this is
yeah.
concerned. We want to talk about emotional and mental
Well-being,
wellness.
yes.
A lot of parents do want to talk about it. I think you're right, Jyotika, when you say that, you know, we don't know where to start, and we identify it with an older person.
Correct.
So somewhere
With our
there,
children,
that
we're like,
little
yeah, we're
gap
dismissive.
comes.
Yes.
So we do want to talk about it, but I
Yes.
think we probably don't.
And we need to
quite know
educate
it.
ourselves also
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
more so that we know
right.
what to say, what not
Yes.
to say.
Child comes up to their parents and tell them that I'm going through this and my mental health is deteriorating, I guess the parent might also feel that has there been something with my bringing
Upbringing,
up?
yeah,
they become
is it because
depersonalizing,
of
yeah.
me? What is
They become
going on?
defensive, yeah.
They feel attacked
Yeah,
and they're like, no, this is not what's happening, you're
Right.
wrong, and they're
So-
not ready to accept what's going on.
You're a very perceptive young lady,
Yeah,
I have
I
to
know.
say. Because this denial is automatic.
Automatic defense, right? Like, no,
Yeah,
it's something to do
how
with me.
could I have caused
Missed
this?
out, yeah. And you know, things like depression, anxiety, etc., they're very silent. They're not loud.
Even Tanveer, I didn't know about him going through depression and whatever because of his breakup. Because he's always
happy,
been so
chirpy,
happy.
I
happy
know.
person.
So what you're showing on the
I've
outside
not known
may
him
not
for a
be.
long time, but like always whenever I see him, he's very happy, going out,
Even during
cheerful.
exam times, I walk in the class, I'm always just smiling and this and that. Everyone's busy studying. Why are you so calm? I'm just calm. I've studied a bit only, but I'm calm.
Exactly. Sometimes like my friends and all of my friend group, they're all like always studying, and I'm like, I am a person who studies like who likes to study something like that's not coming in my syllabus. I study other things, and I'm like, I want to know about this and that. And then we have exams every Monday. Like we have every Monday, so we can't go out on weekends. We can't have fun. We have to study. So that being a point, like I don't study too much. Like one night before, like the thing, I'll be like panicking. Shit, I haven't studied anything. They're like, why didn't you study? You had 2 days. I'm like, but still. It was a weekend, I did not study.
Old story.
I know.
Ghar ki kahani.
You relate to it, yeah.
So even if you're sad about not getting marks, even if I get low marks, I am always picturing myself being happy, always showing that it's okay. I got less marks this time. I'll work next time. But somewhere I also feel bad about that. Like I couldn't work up to that. Because even my parents, my mom, she doesn't always scold me because of getting less marks. But I can always see that she wants me to score it.
Baatein unsaid. She's not saying anything. But
So true.
Exactly.
And here's the comparison comes between
Sharma ji ka beta aisa and all
Sharma ji ka beta.
around me. I have all these kids who have scored so good in their 12th board and have gone to so good colleges. And here I am in 11th class.
With PCMs.
With PCMs.
Something you did not want to do.
Yeah.
And listen, you will love our film because in one of the stories, we are showing the comparison between children who are creative versus academic and how parents sometimes are unfair. So again, no judgment on parents out there, but you will love the story because you are the creative child.
Here also that comparison between science students and
non-science
students.
There's a lot of comparison.
And parents say, "हमने तो कुछ कहा नहीं," but it's all unsaid.
My parents,
it's out there.
So true.
My parents, honestly, they were like supportive. They're like, do whatever you want to do, but till 12th, we want you to score and study. But I feel outside when people ask me, "Beta, what stream have you got?" and all, and I've taken humanities. Like, why not science?
Yeah, that's still happening.
Because that's
so much
still
judgment
happening.
about
Again, the judgmental part comes here because the people are like, so if you're taking humanities, you must be. I have a friend who got 97% and still has humanities, and people are like, why? Why not science?
They'll be like, you too can get na.
Yeah.
You can score.
So this is a slightly old mindset. This is a legacy that we've been carrying on our shoulders from our times. I did well in class 10 and I took science. I didn't even think about it because agar achhe marks mile hain, etc. My parents supported it, not knowing I had zero aptitude for science.
There you go.
Which I realized only in the middle of the year, by which time again it was too late to change or nobody guided me that I could change. I don't blame my parents for that because they were as unaware as I was.
Yes.
Today, I think we have more, as parents, we have more responsibility here because we're aware. We can see around us
and
what is
so
happening.
many creative
We've
careers
been through
out
it.
there.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, every day there's a new career that's mushrooming.
So
Who would
surely
think-
from our own experience, we can bring that
Seriously,
out. So
really.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, who would
that's
think
the point.
social influencer and things like social media management?
What we are doing today, we are sitting.
There's a thing called Instagram model.
Model. There you go. So many creative careers. Like parents need to be updated.
Absolutely. Okay, so one more point that I wanted to bring out, which parents would like to talk about with their children, is money matters. You know, paise ped pe nahi ugte, that line.
Yes.
We've all heard it. I think it rings true also in everybody's household. That we do feel as a generation of parents of today that the next gen has much less value for money than we did.
Because peer pressure.
So that's also
like what the teenagers are doing. I
also have to do what they are doing. I also want a iPhone 10 if my friends are having
and
it.
branded clothes.
Yeah, for sure.
Fit in and I have to look good. Only then I'll be accepted.
Exactly. Again, the body shaming,
body shaming, it all comes. It's all connected.
You know, I feel they're on our side in any case.
I know.
Tanveer and Mansii are clearly on the parents' side because they get it.
do.
You're really both of you extremely perceptive. And we've got a comment. Ruchika says, very confident kids and huge learning for parents to introspect and change the way they communicate. So I think that's
well done, guys.
a huge compliment for you guys. So we didn't just talk about the negatives. We have one more slide which we'll play for you.
Right.
Where we also ask the kids about the happiest and the most, the fun conversations that they have with their parents. So let's just play that one. The spontaneous ones. They love the spontaneous conversations. Children love hearing about their parents' childhood and the dumb things the parents did.
Oh, yes.
The mistakes they made. They love it when their friends let out their secrets.
Yeah.
When parents involve children in their life and careers and stuff. And of course, about common interests like food and movies and, similar fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the fun conversations in your households. Mansii.
So one of the most fun conversations I feel is when my mom and dad got married. It was an arranged marriage. So my mom is a Punjabi and my dad is a Gujarati. And my Nanu, he was a Punjabi and my Nani was a Gujarati.
Oh, wow.
It was a very interesting. Yeah, exactly. So I was always very interested in how they met, how they got married. So it was an arranged marriage, obviously. So
how interesting.
My dad always says that your mom fell in love with me at a first sight. I'm like, okay, wow. And my mom is like, Look at his face. Who would fall in love with him first? Like, ऐसे मत बोलो, he's very handsome, he's very good looking. But they're always having this conversation and making fun of each other. Like, you were the first one and you, like, about their times. And my dad having a lot of girlfriends at his time. So all of this is very exciting and fun because these days, people don't talk about this, like boyfriend, girlfriend again, relationships. They don't. So when your parents talk to you about their time and
it normalizes
them having a boyfriend and girlfriend, you're like, you had a boyfriend, you had a girlfriend. What?
Really?
It happened?
Now
Okay,
it feels
fine.
nice.
Now it feels nice.
Yeah.
So I have this tradition at home, especially me and my mother. After we had dinner, we'll all sit in one room. I have to drag my sister, leave your phone and come with sit. We have to drag our father, leave the news channel and come sit over.
With us,
So that 1 hour we have, every day we have, and then we'll share the stories of the day or something going on. So everything, that is I think the happiest time of the day that I have.
You look forward to it, right?
Oh, every day.
So nice, so amazing.
So Jyotika, we are talking about tough conversations, you know, whenever there are these conversations which happen online, offline, panel discussions, meetups, etc. How to get into your teens' mind, how to talk to your teens, the tough conversations, etc. Are we forgetting about the normal, happy conversations which could greatly help those ones? Like you're saying, if parents are talking about their relationships, the kids can bring that up so much easier.
Absolutely right, yes.
So have we just forgotten about
We
that?
have, and we forget that happiness is in the little things.
Yeah.
When you share, when you talk, when you laugh. When I talk to my children about my childhood mistakes and my mischiefs, and boy, I was so mischievous. They love it. It is the happiest moment for them, and they are always curious. Tell us your secrets and what did you do and all the naughtiness. It makes them feel loved. It's the happiest time of the day, and I want to encourage all the parents out there. Please focus on these little moments because happiness is in the daily. It's in the ordinary. It's in the moment to moment. So
and Jyotika is the right person to talk about that, being a happyologist and being one of the happiest people I know for sure.
Sweet, Parul. Thank you. So let's focus on the little things. And that's what love means to our children. So focus on those moments.
I love when in the focus group, one of those young girls, she says that, and now my mom can't say anything to me because I know all her secrets.
So,
even about marks, sometimes like your parents tell you that I used to score very well. I'm like, show me your mark sheet. I like to see your mark sheet.
Nani and Dadi.
And then I'm like, theek hai, it's okay, everything happens. It's not necessary. My dad personally, he was very good at studies and he had science. So he's always boasting about it.
Coming down.
My mother is average, so she won't say anything.
But Papa will say that.
Yeah, so he'll be like, I was the topper of maths class.
Yeah,
and that adds more pressure to the children.
Exactly. But my dad is like, I was so genius and look at you, you're so dumb. Like, he doesn't mean it in a bad way, but he's always messing with me. And my mom, she did her history honors and all, so I can connect to her more because she knows about it more. My dad has the knowledge about everything, like if it's pol science, if it's science, everything. So
he's
like,
able to discuss it all.
What are you? Yeah, he's able to discuss with me, obviously. And also, he's always like asking me things that, look, I didn't study this subject, but still I know and you don't know. Why don't you know? You should know. So he's always making me
But that's such a good thing to update yourself about all the, let's say, the creative careers out there. Parents,
and sometimes you want to show them that, I can do it. You wait, I'll do it and I'll show it to you. So that also encourages you.
Yeah, especially the social media thing. Now they're on everything. They're on Facebook, they're
Facebook,
on
Instagram.
WhatsApp.
We're learning, learning.
Asking things about
asking
Facebook.
Things like, how does this thing open?
How do I forward this message and everything? Like how to post how to update a status, how to post things on
that's a way
Facebook.
of connecting with our children.
But
My
aren't
mother
you
will
impressed? We've
Yeah,
learned
we are
so
learning.
much.
We're such good learners.
I had to force my mom to come on Instagram. My dad is still not there. He's still on Facebook. But I had to force my mom to come on Instagram because I was like, come on Instagram, see my posts, like them,
there is
check
the
them
teenage
out.
population, you know.
Of course.
Yeah,
We
sure.
have left Facebook.
So, okay, now one other thing which came up was that, you know, children like it when parents involve them with their life. We talked about that.
So important.
So, do you know anything about your parents' current career life or, you know, what they are doing, their pastime, their favorites, like as of now? Are you involved?
Or their everyday lives.
Their
whatever they
everyday
go through
life?
every day.
Yeah, my mom shares mostly everything with me. Like,
Right.
Even personally, if she's feeling some distress in family, she feels that something's not going on right, she'll share it with me. Even if it's like anything like money problems or whatever it is, she'll come share it with me. So she knows. And we sometimes like she'll talk about me like Mansii is very understanding. She knows she doesn't do this.
I can see that.
Oh,
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Kudos to your mom. Well
And
done.
especially, it's same. It's very same. My mother will come up to me and my sister. We'll now there's 2 meetings. One where's the whole family, one there's me, my sister and my mother.
So cute.
We'll sit and then we'll talk about everything. About, people in the colony, people there and there. She would tell that this happened and then we'll laugh and very good time, I would say, happy time.
My mom is very interested in which friend of mine is dating who.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
What's happening?
But वो फर्ज बनता है. You have to tell us the
That's
gossip.
wrong.
I
No,
do
we
tell
don't
my
mind
mom.
that.
I love gossiping with my mom. She's like always interested. Like after a long time, she'll come. Your friend was dating this guy. What happened?
What
happened exactly? Is she
I
still
saw him with her, so yeah, there might be a thing,
Please do that.
That's
Please
how
fill
we
us
want
up.
to stay connected with
My
you
mom and
guys.
dad also had a point when they were like, "You have a boyfriend, right?" I'm like, "No, I don't like it. Don't lie to me. I know you do." But I'm like, "No, if I'll have, I'll tell you. I'll tell you."
My mother will go like, so I'm roaming with this girl and she'll be like, "You're dating her?" And then my sister will come. Have you seen his face? She'll date him. And I'm like, yeah.
You need a great leveler. Thank you guys. We can go on and on. We've had a really wonderful conversation and thank you so much for bringing up a lot of that. I think, like having somebody who's also working at a peer level with other teens makes you a little more insightful about things that, the parents are seeing from a different perspective. So
Thank you for your perspective.
Really.
Thank you for
Thank you
inviting
for
us.
so much for having us over.
And please see our movie and tell us what
Oh,
you think
for
about it.
sure.
For sure. I definitely take my parents along with me.
Okay. So on that note, I think we'll say goodbye. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you, yes.
It's been a
Thank
really
you.
interesting session.
Thank you, Facebook.
Great.
Always.
Yeah, thank you,
Always.
Facebook.
This beautiful studio.
I know. Happy
And especially
studio.
Mom's Presso. Thank you.
Yeah,
Mom's
thank you,
Presso.
Mom's Presso.
Thanks for watching.